Good morning everyone, myself Sonali Pathak, and today we are going to learn about chemical reactions. Chemical reactions and the types of chemical reaction. So what is a chemical reaction? A process which involves breaking of existing bonds. What are these bonds? These bonds are the chemical bonds that are present in between the atoms in a molecule. Chemical bonds, or you can also call these bonds as the force of attraction that is present in between the atoms of a molecule. So when any chemical reaction takes place, these bonds that are present in the reactants, they break and the formation of new bonds takes place. So what is happening? The old bonds, the existing bonds are breaking and new bonds with the new product is being formed. So this chemical reaction is the symbolic, or you can say a representation of a chemical change. And you have learnt in your previous classes that a chemical change is a change, a permanent change, an irreversible change in which a new product is being formed. So this new product which is formed is having its own properties. Okay, and whenever a chemical reaction proceeds, always there is either absorption of energy or release of energy. Means whenever any reaction is taking place, any reaction like burning reaction or any reaction when it is taking place, it is always associated with either absorption of energy or release of energy. This energy that is released or absorbed is in the form of either heat or in the form of light or in the form of sound. So this energy which is being released is in the form of heat and light, and sometimes it is also the sound energy. So basically a chemical reaction is a process which involves breaking of the old bond that is present in the reactants and the formation of new bonds with an entirely new product. Okay, I hope this concept of chemical reaction is clear to everyone. Now, a chemical reaction proceeds. You have so many reactions in your book. If you turn the pages, you have so many reactions in your book. So it is very difficult to find out which is this reaction. So when you study the types of chemical reaction, it will be easy for you to track out that this reaction is this type of a reaction and this reaction is the other type. So the next thing that we are going to learn is the types of chemical reaction. What is the next topic that we are going to learn is types of chemical reaction. So when you study the types of chemical reaction, you study the reactions under the 4 headings. How many? You study the reactions under the 4 headings. The first type of the reaction is called as a combination reaction. What is it called as? A combination reaction. So what happens in a combination reaction? A combination reaction is also called as a synthesis reaction. The word combination says two things are combining, two substances are combining, or two elements are combining. So when there is a combination, an addition of the two elements or the two reactants, a product is formed. So this combination reaction is also called as a synthesis reaction. So when you understand this in terms of A and B, you will find out, you will see that A is a reactant, B is a reactant, and the product formed will be AB. What will be the product form? AB. So how many reactants are there? One reactant, second reactant, but the product form is always a single product. Okay, so this is the key point to understand the combination reaction. For example, if I tell you, if two elements they are reacting, suppose I am taking hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is a gas, oxygen is a gas. Hydrogen is an element, oxygen is an element. But when they combine together, what are they forming? Water, which is having its own properties, which is a compound, which is having its own properties. Hydrogen is a gas, oxygen is a gas, but water is a liquid. So here A and B is two elements, but the product form is always the one. Now when you look at the balancing of it, you go for 2H2O, 2H here, and then it is balanced. Okay. Another example, if you see, when two elements are reacting, magnesium ribbon, when burnt in the presence of air, it gives a product that is magnesium oxide. That is, magnesium ribbon when burnt in the presence of anything that burns needs oxygen. So burning takes place always in the presence of oxygen. So when magnesium is burnt, it gives magnesium oxide. Now again, if you balance it will go as 2Mg plus O2 will give 2Mg. So this combination reaction can be when there are two elements. Second is when there is one element and other one is a compound. When there is one element and one compound reacting, but the product form is always a single product. Like for example, carbon monoxide when reacts with oxygen, it gives carbon dioxide. So here carbon monoxide is a compound, it's a molecule, it's a compound. Oxygen is an element. When they are reacting, what is it forming? It is forming a product that is carbon dioxide, a single product that is carbon dioxide. So when an element and a compound react with each other, the product formed is always a one. Same way, another example, if you take sulfur dioxide, when combines with oxygen, it gives sulfur trioxide. The rest part is the balancing part that you can do. Okay. So if you want, then this 2SO2 will give 2S and here it will be 3O2. So here one element is combining with the compound and the product form is always a single product. The third type where the combination reaction takes place is two compounds are reacting. How many? Two compounds are reacting, but the product will be a single product. And the product will be a single product. That is, for example, if you see ammonia gas. Ammonia gas when reacted with hydrogen chloride will give a product NH4Cl, that is ammonium chloride. So here what is happening? This is a compound, this is again a compound, but the product formed is only a single product. So what is the key point to the combination reaction to understand is A when combines with B gives a single product, that is AB. So the first type of a reaction is combination reaction, or you can also call this reaction as the synthesis reaction. Now, just the opposite of the combination reaction is the decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. So as in combination reaction, two or more substances are combining. Here what is happening? A single substance, a single molecule is dissociating, is decomposing into its constituent parts. So it's just the opposite of the synthesis reaction or the combination reaction. So combination reaction was A plus B will give AB. So what will be the decomposition reaction? A bigger molecule AB dissociates into A plus B. Ready? And this dissociation or decomposition takes place with the absorption of energy. With the absorption of energy, with the absorption of heat energy, light energy, or by electric energy. So here decomposition takes place either with the effect of heat, either with the effect of light, or with the effect of electricity. So through certain examples you will understand how decomposition reaction takes place. But the key point to understand the decomposition reaction is a bigger molecule decomposes into its constituent part with the effect of heat, light or electricity. Suppose for example if you take water and you pass electric current to it, what will happen? It will break into, or it will dissociate into its constituent part, hydrogen and oxygen. Here the water that we are taking is acidulated water, adding a little acid to it so that the formation of hydrogen ions takes place at a faster rate. So when electric current is passed through acidulated water, it dissociates and decomposes into hydrogen and oxygen. Same way there are certain other examples where you will see, like if I tell you calcium carbonate. This calcium carbonate, which is also called as limestone or marble, when it is heated, this is triangle sign represents heat. So when it is heated, it dissociates into calcium oxide along with the liberation of carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas everyone knows. You have seen it in all the soft drinks and the fizzy drinks that are there, the bubbles that come out. That is the carbon dioxide. Okay. Or when you just light a matchstick, the vapors that come out, along with the vapors you can see carbon dioxide also coming out. So calcium carbonate, when it is heated, it dissociates into, decomposes into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So basically decomposition reaction is a reaction in which a bigger molecule decomposes or breaks into its constituent parts. So decomposition takes place when either heat, light or electricity. If you look for example, silver chloride, when exposed to sunlight, it dissociates into silver and chlorine. Okay, this is the absorption of light energy. So when silver chloride is exposed to sunlight, it dissociates into silver and chlorine. And this silver metal means this particular principle was used in the photography, that is your black and white photography. Nowadays all the things are advanced, now the color photography and all the techniques are being used. But here the dissociation, the decomposition in the presence of light energy, that is when exposed to sunlight, this silver chloride is decomposing into silver and chlorine. Same kind of a decomposition takes place in your body also, like digestion of food. So when food that you are eating is undergoing the process of digestion, the carbohydrates that you are eating is decomposing into glucose. The proteins that you are eating is decomposing into amino acids. So basically the key reaction for the decomposition reaction is A, B will dissociate or decompose into A plus B. Now the third type of chemical reaction is single displacement reaction. The third kind of a reaction is single displacement reaction. So word displacement means you are replacing. And how are you replacing? Either you have done more hard work and you are replacing a person that has done less hard work, you are taking its position, or you are more active than the other person. So there are certain factors on which this displacement can be taken into. But here when we study under this single displacement reaction, what is happening is, if you take it in the terms of A and B, A when combines with BC, A is an element, okay, BC is a compound. Okay, so what is going to happen? This A is going to displace from the solution, from its aqueous solution, this particular element and form a compound A, C and B will be moved out. Okay, so here how is this possible? When A is more reactive. When A is more reactive than B. So for studying this reactivity series, you have an activity series of metals as well as the non-metals. So when we study the reactivity series of metal, you write it as potassium, sodium, potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, lead, and then comes hydrogen. Now why is this hydrogen placed here? Because sometimes hydrogen behaves as a metal. It shows electropositive character. Okay, so after hydrogen you have copper, you have mercury, you have silver, gold, and platinum. Copper, mercury, silver, gold, and platinum. So according to this metal activity series, potassium is the most reactive and platinum is the least reactive. Same way there is activity series for the non-metals also, where fluorine, chlorine, these are the halogens that are there. So fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine for the non-metals, where fluorine is the most reactive and iodine is the less reactive. So for studying the single displacement reaction, this metal activity series has to be learned thoroughly and kept in mind how is this reaction going to proceed. So any reaction, if you take, suppose I give you an example, when magnesium is reacting with hydrochloric acid, or when magnesium even is dipped in hydrochloric acid, what is going to happen? This magnesium is placed above hydrogen. So what it is going to do is, it's going to displace hydrogen from hydrochloric acid and form a compound magnesium chloride along with the liberation of hydrogen gas. Along with the liberation of hydrogen gas. So for studying the single displacement reaction, you should be confirmed and thorough with the metal activity series. Same way, if you look for one more example, zinc strip when dipped in sulfuric acid, the zinc is more reactive than hydrogen, so it will be forming a compound ZnSO4 along with the liberation of hydrogen. So let's understand this reaction with the help of a small experiment. So let's understand this reaction, magnesium when reacting with hydrochloric acid. So this I have taken a magnesium strip, I have taken it in a boiling tube, and I am going to add a little amount of either sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid. So when I add hydrochloric acid to it, what happens is, what is happening? The formation of bubbles, and these bubbles that are coming out, the gas form that you are seeing is of the hydrogen. Hydrogen gas is evolved along with the formation of magnesium chloride. So what has happened? Magnesium rebel when dipped in hydrochloric acid. So this magnesium is displacing hydrogen and forming magnesium chloride along with the liberation of hydrogen gas. One more experiment I would like to show you, but before showing that experiment, as we have learned the table where iron is placed above copper. So if I take an iron nail and dip it in a solution of copper sulfate. A copper sulfate is a blue colored solution. So when I dip it in copper sulfate, since it is more reactive, so it will form a compound iron sulfate along with copper metal being placed. So this is blue colored in solution. When iron nail is dipped, this solution turns into a green solution and this copper gets deposited as the reddish brown deposit over the nail. This is the reddish brown deposit. So what will happen if I do the reverse of this? If I take copper and dip it in a solution of ferrous sulfate, will there be any reaction? No. Why there will be no reaction? Because copper is placed below iron and it cannot displace. So there will be no reaction. So this I have taken copper sulfate. Previously I have added an iron nail to it. So when it was blue in color and later on when this iron nail was added to it, the solution turned green. And as you can see, this iron strip which I am using is having a reddish brown deposit over it. So what is happening? This reddish brown deposit, when dipped in copper sulfate, you can see the solution turning green. Here it was blue before, but when I dip this iron strip over it, so what has happened? this reddish brown deposit of copper, that means iron nail, got deposited with the copper. So iron being more reactive than copper will be forming iron sulfate. So basically single displacement reaction proceeds with the displacement of the less active metal with the higher reactive metal. Okay, so this is the key reaction, that is A and B. If in terms of A and B you understand is, it will be your A being more reactive will displace the other less reactive from its solution. Now the fourth type of the reaction is called as the double displacement reaction, or this reaction can also be called as double decomposition reaction. So here we are not going to take in account the activity series. What are we going to do is, here in the double displacement reaction, exchange of radicals, exchange of ion states place. If you understand in terms of A and B, AB when reacts with CD will be forming A. You must be knowing that whenever a compound is written, it always has two parts. One part is the positive part, the other part is the negative part. So same way here also, first part is always the positive, next part is always the negative. So in this double displacement reaction, this A is going to combine with D and C is going to combine with B. So what will be the compound form? CB and A. So there is no point of reactivity series, only the exchange of radicals, that is the positive, negative taking place. Let's understand this with the help of an example, a very simple example. If you see silver nitrate, when taken in solution form and sodium chloride is added to it. So silver is a metal, so it has a positive charge. Nitrate, a compound radical with a negative charge. Sodium having a positive charge. Chlorine having a negative charge. So what will happen? This silver is going to combine with the chloride part, forming a precipitate, forming a white precipitate of silver chloride along with sodium nitrate. Okay, so here what has happened? Only the exchange of radicals has taken place. So double displacement reaction is studied under two heads. One is called as the precipitation reaction and the other is called as the neutralization reaction. One is called as the precipitation reaction. As I told you this example, formation of a precipitate using silver nitrate and sodium chloride. When you understand neutralization reaction is to neutralize the effect. So here we are neutralizing the effect of an acid with the help of a base. So when an acid reacts with a base, it results in the formation of salt and water. Okay, so what is an acid? That has more of hydrogen ion concentration. And what is a base? That is having more of hydroxyl ion concentration. So if I take an acid that is HCl and add a base to it, that is sodium hydroxide. Okay, so when sodium hydroxide acting as a base added to an acid that is hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid, so what is happening? Hydrogen behaving as a positive part, this as a negative part, this as a positive part and this as a negative part. So what is it going to form? A salt, that is NaCl along with water. Okay, so double displacement reaction basically proceeds with the exchange of radicals. And children, keep one thing in mind, always whenever there is a chemical reaction, always there is energy change. There is some kind of energy released or absorbed. So when energy is released, so that kind of a reaction is called as an exothermic reaction. And whenever the energy is absorbed, the reaction is called as endothermic. Absorb, in. Exo means out. So basically chemical reactions are of four types, that is combination reaction. The opposite of combination reaction is decomposition reaction. Then you have the single displacement reaction, decomposition reaction, single displacement reaction and double displacement reaction. So combination means formation of a single product. formation of a single product. A plus B is going to give you AB. Decomposition means AB decomposing into A plus B. Single displacement is A being more reactive will displace from its solution forming AC liberating BS. And double displacement reaction is exchange of radicals. Exchange of positive, negative, positive, negative. So this is positive, this is negative, this is positive, this is negative, forming a compound CB. So it will be easy for you. Now you can, from your book, you can find out this reaction is of which type. Thank you so much.